Hey, this is Sean Nicholson with the Stuart Vet Clinic. I just thought I'd shoot a little video in conjunction with this drawing you have. It's good for me. I'm a visual person, so it helps me visualize things, to take pictures and video, and then maybe we can address some corrections to the floor plan that we have. So I'm going to turn the camera around and then kind of go through some things and do kind of like a tour of the clinic, and so you can see what it is now and in comparison to what it could be. So I'm going to flip the phone. So I'm going to walk out from the building. I'm facing Front Street now, which is to the south, and then I'll turn, and then this is the existing building frontage. So sometime toward the end of this, we're gonna fix up the front and make it look nicer. I talked to Luis about wainscoting and just making it look nice. And then those old crappy windows, we would replace them, whatever, vertical, horizontal, but make it look nicer. And then in at least one of these rooms, or maybe both, where there's a window closer to the edge or closer to the wall, put in a door, thinking we could use that as an extra way out for people to leave, if we're doing a euthanasia and they don't want to be out in front of people, just to be a discreet way to exit. And then over here to the west, where these bushes are, that's where we would bump out and do the doctor's office and break room area that you have on your plan. And then I'll just take a view from this west side so you can kind of see the setup. There's the garage door, which would still be functional for trucks to walk in. And then where that people door is, you'll see where power and cable and phone go in. And then what we were calling a utility room would bump out from there. We've got about 11 foot of height going underneath that awning from the existing building, and whatever we could bump out from there, Luis and I were talking about, maybe 14 or 16 foot on width, and then go the whole length of this building. Of course, get rid of these bushes, and then in that room, maybe have another door coming out here to the west, for either doctors or large animal clients to come in somewhere in here. And I think that'd be a nice place for large animal clients to come in and talk with us and use the bathroom or whatever they need to right there. And I'll explain a little bit more as we go inside. So I'm walking back toward the front. And then I'll take a shot of the east side. So east side, these kennels will stay here for now, I think. These runs, I'll probably move the garbage thing off to the side somewhere, and we can utilize this more for dog runs. And then where that people door is right there, we've been using that for client entry. That door will match up with what we will have as a kennel room, where those calf beds are. You have that on the, on your drawing as kennel room, and that is correct. And then we will have this kind of closed off here, and we'll put in some special dog runs and some cages in here and rip out this existing calf bed as is. and then use that door to go to the kennels. So I'm going to move back out here, and then where these cattle chutes are, that's where that bump out is in the northeast corner that we call storage. So it'll be storage for large animal equipment, supplies, but it'll also be a space. I was thinking about having a garage door like right on this edge, a small one, you know, for unloading large animal equipment and supplies, you know, like porons, vaccines, maybe things like that. And that will be stored in that room. And the dimensions, again, as far as we can bump out to the length of the building and go out maybe 14 or 16 feet. Just for your reference, those chutes are about 12 feet long. They will not be inside there, of course. This will all be moved. But I'd like to have a garage door on this end, maybe a couple of windows on the east side, and then a people door, a person door on the other end, where you see like there's like a little black tub there. That would be for clients to come in and out of right there. And not only will we have storage in here, but maybe a little like sink and a tabletop to do like our microscope stuff for large animal, and a little sink to wash stuff up. And I was thinking this could be heated and air conditioned by a mini split, was my thoughts. So, and then over on this side, as we come in the working area, you know, maybe put a door. Any of this can be moved. We can put a door in going into that room from this side, into that room. So if we're, you know, washing up equipment or taking up, you know, we do a lot of breeding soundness exams on bulls or looking at other things under a microscope, we could walk into that room from our chute area here very quickly and easily and look at that stuff. There's floor drains here. I don't know if we could connect a sink in there to the floor drains, you know, whatever we need to do that way. Here's just a quick look at our back room here. And then all this will stay here. And then on your plan, again, where this kennel room is right here, and then we will go out probably along where this beam is with that wall. And I'll just walk in from this way now. So right here we have a door going into the main office. And then we would have a door going into this room, a door going into what we call surgery room, and then where this old sink is, we might put a nicer sink, like a surgery type sink. And what I was talking to Luis is where these cabinets are, having like cabinets like going through the wall with see-through glass, so we can have surgery supplies and equipment in there, and then we could pass through to the other side of that wall. I will show you in a minute, where we would have a sink and an autoclave to clean up equipment, surgery equipment, and then put that equipment back into an area where we can grab it for the next surgeries, plus have all of our suture, drugs, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. In that drawing, there is a wall, like 4 foot 10 inches in to that surgery room. I don't think that's necessary. I think this could just all be an open space. Of course, we'll have a wall, like a corridor coming off of this door. So a door to the kennel room, door to the surgery room, and then a door going out to the garage right there. And then this truck, it's parked in here kind of kittywampus, but we would have this away from the wall and straighter. And there's still plenty of room to park at least 2 trucks in back here. Given that So you kind of can visualize that view from here. There's another door over on that side, and then where all that large animal stuff is, again, all that would go probably back in that storage room. And then this will be what's referred to as the dental room. And then your doorway you have drawn in to go into the office. There'd be another doorway here between surgery and dental room, somewhere right in here. And what else back here? Oh, in that utility room on the other side of this, I'll just kind of go into this room. So currently we have a bunch of storage and x-ray and stuff in here, and then that, where all that stuff is piled up on the back side of that, and then of course we have electric, phone, cable, all that stuff right there. That would be, I don't know if we would want to renew that or redo that and put that on the other side of that with in the utility room. And then heat and air conditioning with a new furnace over there. And then we could run our ducts over the top of this room. I think we'd have a lot of space to better give heat and air to these rooms here. Some key things about that, and I do have a friend who helps with standards for, air pressures and positive ventilation, all that stuff. But just so we get good fresh air that's controlled air for the surgery room, the dental room, and that kennel over there. So we do have, I do have HVAC and some other specialty people that can help run that. And then besides plumbing, of course, we will have some oxygen tanks in here, which we could, currently we have that sitting next to our surgery, our gas anesthesia machines, or we could put something in this back room and run special plumbing for that from a bigger tank that would go to these machines, or to these two rooms, the surgery and the dental room here, that we could plumb in to plug into those directly through the wall. Okay, I'm going on into the main part of the office. So from here, on your drawing, I'm heading south, kind of towards the what we have as an open space to the south of the dental room. All this stuff would be moved. The large animal stuff will go in that large animal storage space. This stuff would be maybe put up in a retail area. Some of it may be stored somewhere else. But then this space that's kind of open on your drawing, we will have like a treatment area with maybe a tabletop and a sink in the center of it, with some cabinets above and some cabinets below. And then where you have that doorway going in between surgery and dental area would be right here. And then this area where you have table and lab area, yeah, this is kind of a general hangout area, but I thought this would be more the new laboratory area. We probably want to get all new countertops or everything there, and maybe have the cabinets high enough from the countertops just so we can put equipment in there a little bit better. Right now it's a cleanup area and it's also a break room area, as you can see. But that'd be the new lab area. And then in our current lab area, again, this would be right across the wall from the new surgery room. So we would make this kind of the surgery prep, surgery clean area. We'd use that for some storage too. And again, cabinets that would go through, so you could go through the wall see-through cabinets with some glass so you could pass things back and forth and clean up that area. And then currently we have this is all our laboratory area, and we would probably move all that over to the new lab area right there. And then let's focus on this side. So this is that doorway going out next to where the kennel room and the surgery room would break off. One thing in your drawing here, we have this, which is a kennel room now, is one big exam room with a doorway there too, going out to those dog runs, and a sink there. What I'd like to do is where this door comes is put another wall. You kind of have a partial wall drawn there in exam room, and then we would, of course, all these cages and stuff would be moved out, and then we'd put another door here somewhere. Maybe we need to remove that or move that water heater to another spot too, but then this would be kind of a smaller, either like a wash room for dogs, or maybe we could use that for a small exam room, and I could turn this or put in a new like wash rack or exam table up against the side and change all this around. And then this area here we would make an exam room like you have it, but just with that wall there. Again, you got a partial wall kind of right there and on that exam room, and we would just extend that out all the way across there. And then, so moving on now, we're moving through this door from that big exam room. I'm going to turn on the light. This is currently our surgery and dental room, which we would move out to the back, and then this could be another exam room. And we could redo, all this too, the cupboards, countertops as well. And then we're moving on. This would be one of the current exam rooms we have that you have on your form exactly right. We'll keep this an exam room. Maybe we could redo those cabinets and countertops and all that stuff and sink, make it look a little bit nicer. But generally speaking, that would be about the same. And then this is our kind of space right now where we have our waiting area, which is open. In your drawing, there's a bathroom there, and then back to that other hallway. And then you do have this wall in the picture right there. So we'd keep that bathroom there, keep this waiting area as is for now. I think we could probably remove that door. We could discuss about how all this could be, but this is kind of our office people reception area that you've kind of removed, but you've kind of made a reception. I'll get on the map, like right there with waiting area over here. Not really sure what to do about that yet or how to manage that, but yeah, we need to do something different. Part of me has thought about either putting the reception area over in this corner and making that like just a business office, or we could keep that as a separate exam room and just run the reception along this tabletop, to this wall. But then you got this wall to contend to, and the less we want to mess with things, I think, is the better. I don't know, we can think about that. So back here, we're looking from the receptionist desk to that back room area. This is that walk-in cooler. That will stay here. This is a closet with access to water. There's furnace up above. That will have to stay, I'm sure. as is for now. Then we're back into lab area, which is, you know, kind of our washing break room area, and back into this room that will be kind of a treatment area. So like I mentioned, treatment area here with a countertop sink, maybe some cabinets above, and then in the center of that, like a treatment table for dogs coming out that would look similar to this wash table coming out in the center of that, so we could work on dogs on a tabletop. So I'll walk this way. So again, we're coming now to I'll walk up this hallway to what we currently have an exam room, and that could probably stay an exam room for now. It has been an office, but we had to convert it to have more exam room space. There's our crappy windows from the inside. Let me turn it this way. So this is that hallway. On the drawing, the hallway walls didn't quite match up, but it is one wall, and of course, the less we can mess up, I think, or take out, I think, the better. This is the existing office where you do have some partial walls. This is where that there's a closet there. That could stay. We could clean that out and put that in storage. I think this area will keep into like a business office. You know, it has access to, you know, where our copier, fax, all that stuff is. Currently, our office manager sits there and our doctors sit over here. But I'm going to go on the other side of this just to compare with your drawing. You see where this structure is here. This is steel framing, so there's a steel girder behind that. And what I would like to do is, you know, maybe put a wall following the edge of that to close off this room you're looking at as the business office. And then we'd have a wall there. And again, for your vantage point, we're looking back up to the exam reception area. And then a doorway, or basically this is a hallway, maybe have some storage where that, you know, along where that wall is or something. And then here we'd have a door going into that new area that's called break room doctor's office. And then you have off to the side from that, right there, a buffet room. I'm not sure if you're thinking that's like a break room kitchen area or what that is. My thoughts are we'd have a second bathroom there. So the current bathroom you have drawn is right here. The bathroom with a shower in the corner, washer and dryer, and a bunch of clothing held up for everybody. My thoughts are on that, or my original thought, let's get back on that. That buffet room could be another bathroom. Maybe not quite as big. Maybe we could have a bathroom, split it and do a bathroom and then like a kitchenette area, or have some type of kitchenette area in that break room, and then doctor's office right over there. And that's all. That would be all new construction bumping out to the west side. And then following my wobbliness, following that doorway heading out to the east through here, just follow that and make a hallway with another door going out out to the west, another door, and maybe you need a wall there heading out to that west side So this could be an area for large animal clients to walk through as they're pulling up around with trailers and stuff. If they need to use a bathroom, talk to a doctor, let us know we're here. That would be fine. And then be another spot to have, a spot for doctors to go out, maybe have, there wouldn't be much space there to lounge on that west side, but I guess you could. So, and that doctor's office area, we could talk about that. I think just some, as far as design for it, a couple of windows. Maybe we could have a separate wall matching up with that exam room wall and have that as a private doctor's area to have private conversations. And then most of the rest of that just open with, small, maybe not desks like this, but maybe narrower areas for desk space with some cubbies around it. And then that could be, just an open area. And then in the middle of that, the doctors would be on the sides, and then maybe have like an oval table, like a table to gather, for discussions and things in there, was my thoughts. And it could be very simple. All this, could be simple, but, workable. So